What can I transmit now? Last video cut me off again at 5 minutes. So here goes another 15-minute video. Let's see, where do I start from? This page is stuck to this page. I'm going to show you something that I started to show you, and then I went off into another realm. I just bumped into something right now. Maybe I should show you this first so I don't get knocked out. First of all, the word I am who I am. I will get into that. What I want to just do right now is when it says I am, okay, if you want to do a letter count, we go 9 for I, 1 for 8, 13 for M. So that would be 1423, which means beta creation, the female creator. But the M being the 13th letter in regards to the 13th card in the deck, okay, because don't forget this is a game. We're on this earth. This is a game. The controller is deep inside here. You're so into the game, you don't notice what's doing everything in here. So we see out here, our vision is clear, or is it twisted a little bit for the passage? God is not a straight guy. He makes a line and it's like, you know what I'm saying? You know, like Zorro? Well, that's the mark of God, because God's neutralized, and God is beta, and God is the world. So neutralize and beta and God is the world. Well, neutralize is N. We got that. We've got the W for creation. What kind of guy got this? But if he wants to get into elegancy in the dance, he can make a nice S for the spirit inside of man. That's why everything's got a tail, because God just finishes his finger with like the old writing in the 1500s with Nostradamus, special writing. Anyways, what I want to get to right now is that, so if the M is the king and the A becomes the ace, we have ace king, we have blackjack of spirit. We have the birth of blackjack. The birth of blackjack says birth of the king. In French, when you say I am, you can also say I like, because you would change the I to a je, and it would go j'aime. You can also look at it as Space Jam. This is the time. It's so exciting. It's just so exciting to know all about it. It's all weird. So what I want to show you now is that heaven must be 41. Okay? For some reason, if you don't get the 41, you don't get into this light, or are we still in heaven up to 40? How does that? I'm still not too quite sure on that, but I do know 144 times 40 is 5,660 years. 5,000, is that what it is? 5,760 years. So 15 years later, which would be 15 is the egg, and 15 is the je, J-E. That means the I. And the thing about 2015, which is 5775, okay, there's many ways to play with it. And the one way I played with it is I went back over rules, okay? But because there's two digital dots, okay, the numbers are used differently down in this world as it is in the other world because of the digital dots. So the first would say 20, which would mean beta, okay, world, and 15 would be 5 and 1, 6, man's world, beta world and man's world, okay? Now, if you read that backwards in Baccarat style, and I told you one we added up, the other one we just removed, okay, because it's on the other side of the 3 digits. It would be the 1,000 digit, okay? So we remove that. So what we end up with is this: 0006. You reverse that, and the year of 6,000 is in 5775. Now, where's the 225 years? Well, each level of the Rubik's Cube, 25, 25, 25 years each, 3 rows, 75 years. Okay? That's how it all started, by 1 cube, so you have to use this cube. So this cube totals 225 years. Now you have 5775 into the beta cube. And you get 2015. There's a little bit more to that. I left out a little bit, but it's okay. Don't worry about it. The 10-10-10 snowflake. Okay, the 10-10-10 is because 1 to 9, 3 to 7, 4 to 6, 10-10-10. And in the beta world, okay, 1 to 9, 3 to 7, 2 to 8, 10-10-10. Two different worlds, okay? That's the way we are spinning there in space. Replace those numbers with planets, and we're intertwined together. Jupiter is the yin and the yang of this entire system. The sun is where it is, okay, but it does not balance the system. The system seems to have to maybe balance on Jupiter. Maybe there's a counterbalance with the sun, and believe it or not, yes, the unaccountable, Pluto, is in there too. It seems like there's a triangle between them. Something about that. There's still something going on. There's a lot of things going on. I don't know what they are. I just feel them. You want to talk about God in odd numbers? Well, first of all, the 4, it's an L and it's a line. The fancy 4 is the 7 with a line. So God owns the 1, 4, 7, and the angle. Okay, because that angle is an L. And it catches 3 corners. Okay, so you catch 3 corners, okay, of 4 corners. There's 4 corners, but you catch 3 corners in 1 corner. That's the 1-3 connect. That's the 1-3 spirit connect right there. Okay. What else is there? The 4 angle of God. You want to see the 4 angel of God? This is where everybody misunderstands where the ace comes in. Okay. The 4 angle of God is the 5. Okay, because the angle is now termed as the ace. The 4 angle are the 4 corners, and the 1 in the center. 1 for 4, or 4 for 1. And that's what they mark on Sesame Street. Go look at Sesame Street at a couple of pictures. You'll go see on one of the signs, 1 for 4 and 4 for 1. And then we go back again to Rubik's Cube, because the 14th one is the core of Rubik's Cube, and the 41st one is the core of Rubik's Cube. Okay? The ABC, 1, 2, 3, ABC, it's all about the triangle, my friend. Okay? It's all about the triangle. That's what it's all about. The Mug and David, my friends. It's a Mug and David world. I've got cutting out a 4 cassettes, so I'm going to go back and try to show you a couple of things. Number 1, you see this sometimes on a hat, on a cat. Sometimes you see this on the wrist. Okay, this is what they call minute by minute, because they move. It's our timing on our Earth. You don't see it. I don't see it. I don't understand myself. But this is their way of explaining us in cartoon fashion of how it is. We learn in cartoon fashion, and then we upgrade to be where we can understand it as adults and process it further so we can further understand it. The thing I showed you over here, okay, see, that's a big X. It's a Mug and David. The Jack's upside down, the King's straight upside down. Okay, the V for life. It is a Mug and David. We can be swimming and turning this way, but I think we're turning around this way. It's a sphere-like style. There's 2 levels I see there, okay? And the 22 to 24 is usually an expressive level, but I'm going to use it in this scenario and call this the 12. The reason for the 12 tribes. And I'm assuming we have only really 2 levels of life. Okay, the King of Diamonds, which is the 1 spirit of God, and the Queen is just below. You show her belly of the 3 worlds, the 3 moons. That's why we have the 3 types of moons. So we just have 2 sides. So what would that be? 15 degrees each, 15 degrees above, 15 degrees below, 40 degrees above, 40 degrees below. It must work with 40 by 40 degrees. Okay, it must be 50 degrees and 40 degrees. Maybe it's 45, 45 because I'm so into the 45. But 40 degrees, what would happen in 40 degrees? Yeah, but it would be 15 and 15 degrees, and that would be in tennis. So why would it be 40? Because if the score was at 40, but the score goes to 60 in tennis. So maybe the triangular shape has to be 60, 60, 60, and then on the outside is still 30 and 30. That would mean how much can they drill in the North Pole before they hit the wrong button in the North Pole? Well, they're running to Colorado to hide and moving all kinds of stuff and changing the Dead Sea over to the Red Sea or whatever, down in the Mediterranean, over through the highways, Colorado. Yeah, I'm off strike. I'm off count here, but usually my cassette usually runs out at this time. I did want to show you a simple formation of the Magen David. Those three diamonds, okay? One is the beta world, one is our world, one is God's world. The 88 is who we are in freedom. We kiss our angel. I wish I can design it for you before this runs out. Here I could. It's very simple. This is what I think we look like this at the end. Okay, I'm not sure. But that's just two hearts, one on top of another. They're two angels kissing. And not only that, I just put one line across and it looks like a duck of some sort. You know, so those beaks that we see could be two parts of the diamond point that we must reflect on from the beak of the animals. Because we are an animal. We're a specimen of nature. Okay? We are specimens. We are put into this game. We are in these bodies. We were filled up like a sausage. Okay? The arms and the legs are just add-ons to us. That's why we can continue always wanting it in our heart. And even the groin section, there's a similarity between the men and the women. Well, the men and the women, the me and whatever woman. But there's a similarity, and the angle is, you know what I'm saying? It's a big game we're in, and it's coming to the end. That's the way it is. I can probably figure out exactly how or why. I have some of the notes already taken down. But it is coming to the end. We do know about the M. We talked about the M again, okay? Because if you take off this leg of the M, okay, and put it with the V, you get 4. You take off this leg of the M and put it with the V, you get 6. You have 4, 6. At the same time, you have the king, because it's the 13th letter, which is the king in the cards. So the king has an angel and a man-child in the two worlds of life, the V. Two sides of a triangle, two lives, 2 nines. You split up 2 nines, becomes 4.5. You multiply it by 10 because every world is 10, 10. You get 45, and that's why you can't have 45, 45 in tennis. I said it 10 times. The 7 islands of God, okay, I'm going to try and show it to you. Where did I do this? Where did I do this? Ah, the 7 islands of God. God is all the odd numbers. So in here, although it's number 5, okay, although it's the 1 position on the 1 die, although it's a 7 spot, and although this is number 7 and now this is number 7, 5, and 1, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 7th island is right there, and this is your 7 God. Okay, now you have 2 of them. One goes this way. One goes this way. Okay, and it's always creating an X. That X, that V, that turns into a 7, okay, is what supports everything, every wall, every angle, every floor, whatever you build. I was welding today, I noticed something else. The way it was connected together, the way I put it back. There's the angle of the weld, the angle of the cutting, where you want the disc so you don't chip it too much. So now I know how the world has to be placed, because I was welding and I was grinding today. Everything's an angle, everything turns into an hourglass. And you see the jack? The 2 jacks, one on the outside, and in the middle is the eye. They are lifting the eye up. It is a transfer of eye into the other world. At the same time, it looks like an old granny. At the same time, it looks like the magic carpet ride. At the same time, it looks like 2 zeros, and if I made a cross in the center, it would look like a knight. At the same time, it looks like a cow. Look carefully, as it looks like